of the African Continental Free Trade Area, AfTA, will reduce the continent's reliance on import and increase trading within the region. He noted that intra-African trade currently stood at 16% compared to 68% for Europe and 59% for Asia, and said it was time the narrative changed with action. Speaking at the opening of the 2022 Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport Africa Forum in Accra, Mr. Krapa said Africa's share of global trade was 3% and called for effective steps to strengthen regional value chains. The forum was on the theme Sustainable Implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, the role of supply chain, logistics, transport and industry. The minister said the challenge could be addressed by the Trade Pact through value addition to Africa's abundant natural resources, promotion of economic diversification and industrialization. Meanwhile, the Minister of Transport, Kweku Forie-Siama, in a statement delivered on his behalf, said the transport sector would play a key role in linking activities in both upstream and downstream within the continents and beyond. Now, the Secretary General of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, Wamkele Mane, in a statement said that transport and logistics were one of the priority areas for the Trade Pact, together with pharmaceuticals, automotive and agro-processing, adding that AfTA and the transport sector were independent and mutually reinforcing. In other stories, the Energy Minister, Dr. Matthew Poku-Prempeh, has reiterated Ghana's continued commitment to the West African gas pipeline project. According to him, his commitment has been demonstrated in Ghana's funding of the approximately $200 million Takrady-Tema interconnection project. Addressing a committee of ministers meeting on the project in Abuja on Tuesday, Dr. Prempeh, who is the chairman of the committee, said the West African gas pipeline is a regional asset and has been a significant contributor to the stability of power supply in our beneficiary countries over the last few years. He therefore said the appropriateness of plans to extend the pipeline further along the West African coast up to Morocco cannot be overemphasized. Thus, he added, is to allow the supply of natural gas to countries along the pipeline route as well as those inland. He, however, underscored the importance of an anticipated contest for the municipality of shippers in the pipeline, which he believes could increase complexity of regulations. The Energy Minister said a properly functioning WAGP system is crucial for the gas supply mix of Ghana, and the government of Ghana will continue to be relentless in protecting this asset. If you just joined us, you're listening to Maritime and Port News. One of Africa's emerging food companies is joining the shipping world, acquiring 2 bulk carriers to better manage logistics in its emerging business. The company becomes one of an increasing number of food companies that have been seeking stronger control of their logistics. The BUA Foods, headquartered in Lagos, Nigeria, was created in 2001 through the consolidation of 5 operating units into a single publicity traded company. Owned by one of the rich men in Africa, Abdul Rabiu, and his son, the company produces flour, pasta, sugar, rice, and edible oil. The group currently has 2 modern automated sugar refineries located in Lagos and Port Harcourt. Originally started in 2005, the company today has over 170 million acres of land to set up large-scale sugar plantation. The company recently has taken delivery of the first of 2 bulk vessels to augment its sugar export operation to the West African market. Built in 2003 by Mitsubishi in Japan, the vessel was renamed Bundu after the area in which the refinery is located. Registered in Panama, the 16,765 deep water vessel is 442 feet in length. According to the company, the vessel's cargo capacity is suited to enhance quick and sustainable delivery of more refined sugar in the face of growing export demand from across the African region. Now, the Getting of Zero Coalition, GTZ, a partnership between the Global Maritime Forum and the World Economic Forum, has already proclaimed that for shipping to reach a zero-emission status by 2050, in line with the Paris Agreement target, the industry must be using at least 5% of scalable zero-emission fuels by 2030. However, for the adoption of such fuels on the scale, there must be a way in which they can be priced at levels that make business sense. A contract for difference scheme would fulfill this requirement, GTZ argues, by paying suppliers of new high-cost marine fuels the difference between the cost of conventional shipping fuel and a strike price set at the value required for the new technology to be viable. The suppliers of new, more expensive fuels would therefore receive a guaranteed minimum price for the more expensive fuel for the duration of the specific contract for difference. The system has been successfully used to support early technological development in renewables, including wind and solar. And finally, U.S. Department of Transportation's Marine Administration has announced an additional $234 million in grant funding available to port-related projects. The funding is made available through the Port Infrastructure Development Program and brings the total amount available this year to $684.3 million, by far the most annual funding in the history of the program. MARAD issued an initial notice of funding opportunity in February, announcing the availability of $450 million for the PIDP program, Bipartisan Infrastructure Law, already nearly double the funding amount for last year's investment of the PIDP. The acting Maritime Administrator, Lucinda Leslie, under President Biden's leadership, said the Biden administration is making a once-in-generation investment in the port and intermodal infrastructure to move goods faster, strengthen supply chain resiliency, support economic vitality at both the national and regional levels, and address climate change and environmental justice impacts. So on this note, we wrap up this morning's edition of Maritime and Port News. Maritime and Port News is proudly sponsored by the Ghana Shippers Authority. They provide you the best in all your shipping solutions. Contact them at the Shippers House in Accra. My name is Nanesi Boateng, my producer. Kekwa. Have a great day.
Yenso akwan suju medie hiamu membia ankanko edi Ghana eku wiase na di wiase so ba Ghana Shippers Authority ani so ade hu ne se yebebo nsuo so adwadifo ewo haw bia wonam mu efiri no ma ayra di aseye sika yaje wa emfa kwan so eni haw ahodo pi henya adaje chen nsuo so adwadifo eno ma eko se de be ya wo betia